Well, good Sunday morning, everybody, from Matt back here in my home county of Ottawa County, Ohio. And if you've known me for any length of time or just a little bit of time, if I'm way out here in Ottawa County, that means I'm going back to Lake Erie, do some fishing this morning, albeit very briefly. We're going through the very small town of Williston, Ohio, and this is known as the Speed Trap of Ottawa County, but I'm actually going under 40 right now, so everything's fine there. Yeah, I just decided, I woke up early and I just decided, because normally I don't go anywhere like this on a Sunday, but since I went to Lansing, Michigan yesterday, I thought, well, I'll come out here for even just an hour. It's supposed to rain pretty heavy later today. Usually the fish will bite a little bit better right before a big rain or after, so I thought, why not? The truck's working good. I had the energy. I was, pretty alert. So, plus, it's always a good opportunity to show you the sunrise out here at a very special place for me. Coming out this way that I do, I go by the house that I grew up in. I go by the high school I went to. We're going to go by the church that I was baptized in, confirmed in. My sister got married in, and unfortunately, where my mom's funeral was. My mom is also buried out here in a cemetery that's in the middle of nowhere. Some of you know I've done some live feeds going there before. We're not going to go there today. If it was a Saturday, I might, but not on a Sunday. I'm just going to go out here just for maybe an hour. I'm going to stop by Kroger on the way back, and then I'm going to stop by Big B, of course. Where else would I go on the weekend? But this is going to be an opportunity to show you the arrival at the pier, and you can see the sun it's pretty cloudy. I think it's mostly cloudy, so it's going to be broken sunrise this morning, but you'll get to see it pretty good. So if you stick with me, this will be a little bit of a longer live feed. If you want to scroll ahead to see the arrival at Lake Erie, feel free to do that. But before you do that, I got some shout outs to do, and I got some new ones today. First, I want to send a very special shout out to three beautiful, great friends of mine at the home store at Bigby: Emma, Kara, and Audrey. Emma's probably one of the nicest people I've ever met. Very kind, very welcoming, always asked about my life and my knee surgeries and the move and all. She told me yesterday her parents had a place in Michigan, a couple places, and encouraged me to look there. So just always has a smile on her face, and I really appreciate that. Kara, who is her assistant there, always very nice, welcoming, appreciate that. And they introduced me to Audrey yesterday too, who I'd not met before. I guess she's kind of new. Special shout out to all three of you. Audrey has a really, really nice smile, very welcoming there, and I've run into some baristas recently that, maybe are less than ideal, but that team's great, and I think they're all there this morning too. So I normally would not go to the home store on Sunday, but I promised them I would. Special shout out to them. We're getting ready to cross the church here on the left, and then I'll continue the shout out, so stick with me there. This is St. Peter Lutheran. That'll be not the one on the right. That's Blackberry Corners. That's a little bar. It's on the left there. I can't take you off hands-free because there's traffic around, but trust me, it's right there. Another special shout out to Brianna. She works at the car wash at Perrysburg there, and when I got back from Lansing, the bugs had done a real number on my truck, so I went through there. She's usually there when I go. Very, very nice. I think she subscribed to the channel, so Brianna, shout out to you. She also, I think she said she's from the UP or has been to the UP. So that's always a good friend to have, someone that loves the Upper Peninsula as much as I do. So shout out to her, and then Emma, Kara, and Audrey. Also shout out to Sophia, my very dear friend who works at the Walmart in Western Toledo. Hope you and your boyfriend are having a good weekend. This turn right here on the right is Greytown Road, and that leads kind of sort of out to the cemetery where my mom's buried. And then we're coming up here to Route 2, which is the major Ohio route that goes right around Lake Erie. And as y'all know, if you turn to the right here, you would go to Cedar Point, Cleveland, the Islands, the Cottage. But we're going to turn left and go to the pier. So you can see it's getting lighter and lighter, that kind of blue haunting color that is very typical out here. Continuing the shout outs, April, Becky, Lena, Mark, Ashley, Scott, Leah, Kim, Annie. Sorry, I was just watching the traffic. I see a car coming down there. I'm actually going to wait because what I usually find is if you pull out in front of him, of course he's going to turn here, jackass. If I'd pulled out, he wouldn't have turned. Is anybody else's luck like that? You know, if I had pulled out, he would have come up right behind me. And I waited, and he's going to turn. So anyway, did I get everybody? Oh, Rick and Vanessa. Yes, of course. How can I forget Rick, my best friend? Normally I do him first, but I wanted to shout out to the trio at Bigby. I promised them yesterday. I think if they haven't subscribed, I think they will. Certainly I know Emma will. I don't know about Kara and Audrey, but so again, this is the pier. A little bit of backstory for the newer people on here. My family has a cottage out on Lake Erie here, not too far, about 5 miles away. And growing up, there were 3 sides to the family. My mom was the first one of the 3 to die, and my sister and I didn't really want to continue the ownership of it, so we just kind of got rid of it with the understanding we could kind of come back. Well, over the years, the family has had some issues, let's say. So my cousin Chris, who I do get along with, owns it now, but I just try not to be there when people are there because, number one, you have these unnecessary conversations, and then you get suckered into staying out there for the whole day kind of thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just when I come out here, I just want to fish and go home. I got limited time, but he doesn't open the cottage till May, so I go out there and fish from the shore in the early spring, and then when he closes it in October, November, I do a couple times after that. But in the summertime, I come out here to the pier. So you actually have a pier out here. You've seen pictures of that. If you scroll back on the videos, you'll see that. So we're going to the same place. It's very buggy out here in the summer, so I did remember to bring my bug repellent. I see a couple have left their bodies on my windshield this morning already, so I should have waited, but I didn't think I was going to go fishing today, which is why I went to the truck wash yesterday. If you get out here early enough, you can get some really good catfish, sheephead, perch. Last year, spring, a guy caught a pike right off here, which if you're not familiar with that, it's a pretty big game fish. And sometimes you'll get walleye here, but mostly it's just going to be bass, sheephead, bluegill, and catfish. And I actually have some chicken livers for bait today, which is why I didn't have to. A lot of the bait stores don't open till 6, and it's 5:22 right now. I know Rick's shaking his head like, damn, dude, get up that early. All right, here's the turn out to the pier. This should look familiar to those of you that have been on here a while. If you scroll back in my shorts section of the videos, this is the stretch where I saw the deer running alongside my truck on the left. So you can compare that and go back and look at that. And then we're going to turn up here on the pier road. I came out here on my birthday in December, and the channel was all frozen. And then I came out here right before my knee surgery in February, and that was when Lake Erie was frozen solid. This is called Cooley Canal. It's a very long, long channel out to the lake. Once I get home, usually on Sunday, I don't have much to do. It's just my quiet day. I just rest, kind of reset, clean the bathroom, clean the kitchen, just normal stuff like everybody else does. And then Another stressful week. When I was telling you last weekend, those three ladies there that are very disrespectful to me, we have these team meetings every day, which is wholly excessive. But one of those three is running the meetings this week. So it makes an already stressful job and stressful thing worse when one of those three is running a meeting. But oh well. But I'm 2 weeks away, or 3 weeks away, I guess technically, from July 4th weekend, where I'll be back in Michigan. Probably won't travel next weekend, or if I do, it'll be local. Man, the water level is still high. It was high the last time I was out here. But when it gets up really close to the edge, that's... And then when we get like storms, it'll start blowing the waves around. This is called Metzger's Marsh, and then Metzger's Pier out here. I guess the water's okay. It's a little lower than it was last time, but not by much. And then this road will empty you right out to Lake Erie. We make this final turn here. The winds are from the south today, pretty light, so that makes for good fishing. If winds are from the northwest, that means waves are blowing in. That's not good for fishing, but they're from the south, which also means it's warm. It's 71 degrees and humid right now. And rain is about 3 hours away, so I'll be able to get this in and get back home. So we're just about to arrive here to Lake Erie. You see the channel there on the left. And then this is, well, you can kind of see the marsh there on the right. You're going to see a red and green flashing light out here. Those of you that are familiar with maritime and boating regulations, the red is the left channel marker. The green is the right channel marker. Don't think anybody will be out here this early. I'm probably the only idiot that's getting up this early to be out here, but again, it's pretty cloudy, so I guess you're not going to see much of the sun, but I'll take you out and show you the channel as much as you can see it, but you still should get a pretty good view of it. When the channel was frozen last February, snowmobilers came out this way and went out onto the lake, which is pretty crazy. Oh, it's pretty clear, so I'm going to get to point a few things out here for you today. I keep my windows shut, though, otherwise these damn mayflies and mosquitoes and all that are going to get in the truck. Let's see, it's pretty calm, so that's good. Nobody's out here yet. I'm the first one out here. And the wind is, yep, it's offshore. Okay, let me get situated here a second, and I'm going to take you out to show you the pier. I probably should have put some bug repellent on, even just coming out here, but with the camera. I get a drink of my I stopped by Circle K and got some chocolate milk. Those of you that know me, that's my favorite drink. Lights off. Okay. You can tell I'm healing up. I'm getting out of the truck a lot faster after the knee surgery. Okay. Welcome to Metzger's Pier, everybody. And, where I fish, it's nice and clean today. I've never pointed out to you, but right here around these rocks is where Lake Erie water snakes reside. And one time I was sitting right over here fishing, and you can't really see it. There's a little hole there in the concrete, and a Lake Erie water snake stuck his head up right there. And if I'd had my phone with me, I would have gotten a picture of that. But okay, this should look familiar. to many of you. Welcome to Lake Erie, Metzger's Pier. It's a little too early to point out too much stuff, but let me orient you a little bit. That is looking west. And this is the western end of Lake Erie, which curves around towards Michigan. On a clear day, you can see a couple of power plants over there. That is Monroe, Michigan. Toledo's down there. And again, you can't really see it. It's not focusing too well, but there's an island out there called West Sister Island. If you look on the Google map, you'll see that. It's about 14 miles offshore. And looking over that way is to the Lake Erie Islands. Put-in Bay, South Bass Island, Port Clinton, Cedar Point is down there. If you go 2 hours that way, you're going to run into Cleveland. And a little south of Cleveland, my friend Kristen, shout out to you, in Canton. And then just looking back at the parking lot, and that's the channel that we came out. The marsh over there is a big duck hunting area. Yeah, I guess the water is lower than it was last time when I was out here, so that's not bad. So, and then normally the sunrise, if you look back at my pictures with the sunrises when I was out here last July 4th, probably one of the best sunrise pictures I've ever had out here. The sun is, I think, right about somewhere in there. And it was a really, really pretty sunrise. So again, you can see the two channel markers. There's the red one. There we go. And then the green one out there. So this is where all the boats will come out from Cooley Canal. Now there's many of these channels and piers out to Lake Erie, but this is just one of the few. And again, on a clear, I can see it, but it's not really coming through on the phone. There's a power plant over there that you'll sometimes see smoke or steam, I guess, coming out of. That's Davis-Besse Power Plant. It's the nuclear power plant around here. The cottage is very close to that. So that is Locust Point down there. The water is very, very calm today. I've been out here before where these waves, I've actually been out here before where the water level is high enough where these waves, when they're coming in, will roll and roll up over the edge. When we had that remnants of the hurricane that came up from the south last year, this entire parking lot was flooded. Now, I wasn't out here when that happened, but I came out a week later and you could still see the remnants of that. You can kind of see the water moving that way, which is rare. That means it's offshore, so. But I got some mosquitoes coming after me already, so I'm gonna have to get some bug repellent on. So I guess it's a little too cloudy to see the sunrise, but suffice it to say, very special place here for me to do some fishing in the summertime. Very calm, listening to the waves and the water. This is how you know that I'm home here in Ottawa County. So, all right, let me do some fishing and hang out here for a little bit, and then I'll start heading back. Stop in Oregon. It's a suburb of Toledo. Go to Kroger and then to Bigby to see Emma, Kara, and Audrey this morning. And then head back home to Perrysburg. So, all right, everybody. Have a good day. And we'll talk to you soon.